Happily Eventuals. I'm Claudia.
And I'm Will, hello.
And today we're going to talk through our 5 top tips on getting your toddler ready for Walt Disney World.
Yeah, so coming in at number 1 is an airport walk. Now, not many people know this, I don't believe they do, or they're not as sad as us, which you will learn that is really the case. So we're going to cast our minds back a little bit before our last Disney trip, which was in September. We got to about 4 months before the holiday and every penny was going into the savings pot, and we were like, what can we do to get us excited for the holiday without spending lots of money on Disney merch ready to go? So we decided to go on a walk to the airport, or around the airport. So there's a little pub called the Airport Inn, which has like a play area, does food, it does drink, and it's pretty much on the runway. It's about £6 for parking for about 3 hours, so I think it's about £3 for an hour. But there is free parking on the dual carriageway opposite, which you'll find that easy on Google Maps. So we rocked up there and we sussed out that you can walk from that pub to Terminal 3 quite easily on a pavement, super safe for prams and everything. And along the way you are watching the planes all take off. So we went there and we went to Terminal 3 and we walked all the way from Terminal 3 to Terminal 2, which is where every Florida flight departs from Manchester. And we wanted to just get Bobby absorbed in the atmosphere, but also from another point, like get him ready for the airport. Because imagine being a child and just rocking up and seeing loads of suitcases, loads of people, loads of noise and like jet engines, and never having an experience of it before. It's a lot.
And I think you forget how loud they are.
They are.
They're really, really loud. So when you're on that walk outside and you're seeing the planes, sometimes even when they just reverse it, I know they don't reverse, they get pushed back, but when the engines start, that can already be really loud till you forget.
And us shouting, we're going to Disney!
Yeah.
That's very loud as well. So you probably heard us. That's where you've seen us before. You know who we are. So yeah, when we did that a few times and then we actually came to travel day, Bobby was chilled out.
He's in his element.
He was in his element, yeah. He fully well knew what was going on. He was like daddy cases, mummy like check in. Like he knew what was going on, and we tried to explain it to him so that when we went there, it wasn't like a kick off, a tantrum, or a lot of overwhelmingness. Like it was super chilled out, which is what we're going for. So fully recommend it.
Important note: he knew we needed to get a Starbucks in there as well before the flight.
There is a Starbucks there. There's a few coffee shops on the way, but you're getting in at Terminal 3 and it's like a long walk around and you go past the Radisson Blu, but along that walk down there you're going through the escalators, you're seeing all the people going on holiday, which is lovely to see as well. People with Disney cases, and you're like, oh my God, let's swap places. Let us go and you stay here.
But hopefully you'll be able to do some sort of map making, hopefully, or at least we'll go into more detail on what the route is at some point.
If you're struggling, we do not have that big of a following, so if you are struggling, message in the comments below and I will personally respond to you and give you a map and a bit of a plan of action, okay?
Yeah.
Which will be good.
Tip number 2 is meeting characters in your local area.
Yes.
We struggled at first to try and find somewhere that would have some sort of characters.
Are you going to talk about the mini suit you got of Timu or not? No, didn't happen.
Did not. However, what we did look at was we saw a local soft play.
Yes.
Thankfully, not too far away from us. So we were able to go. They had some characters on. We then saw that they had multiple different characters from different shows. We thought it would be best to go and start taking him. Not necessarily to meet them straight away, just to see them from a distance, kind of ease him in, go back another time, and he actually got to meet a character he's more familiar with. A really good tip with that, not to let them go. There you go, off you go, especially if they're walking. Try not to, they will get overwhelmed. Sometimes, a lot of the time, we used to have him kind of held up on our hip, brought him over. We communicated with that character and we did like high fives. I'm trying to think now, like, oh.
It was like, go see Minnie, go see Mickey. Like there was a few characters, so there was like the Grinch, there was Winnie the Pooh, there was people from Paw Patrol, and some weren't Disney related, but pretty much the idea again of overwhelmingness and literally being thrown to this massive furry thing, going, go say hello, go give them a hug, let them do a signature. Like it's a lot. It's even a lot for me. To be fair, I did cry when I met Sully on day one. Edit that bit out.
But I thought it was really good the way that even just for him to see us kind of high five a character, he was so much more, I think.
Yeah, but you did that for yourself. Don't say that was for Bobby. Come here.
But he was so much more ready and prepared to be like, oh, well, if Mummy and Daddy are doing it,
yeah,
I'll do it too. So we did encourage him at that point to go, do you want to give him a high five? Da, da, da. When we then later got to Disney, we did the same. We kept him up by our side.
Yeah.
Gave him that confidence. Obviously, with the Disney characters, it's a lot easier because I know exactly what kind of questions I want to ask.
But here's a good example of why it does work to let them go at their own pace. So day one of that holiday, we went to Cinderella's royal table, and I made a bit of a mistake. I literally grabbed Bobby and went, go and give Cinderella a hug, and he burst into tears. And that night, he took him a good hour before he started speaking to the characters again. So.
Which was the one restaurant I was so excited for, and I was really excited for Bobby.
Yeah.
And Will petrified Bobby from the princesses.
But
we gained it back.
Yeah.
We gained it back.
I got to meet Merida, so sorry, Bobby.
Yeah.
Not sorry. But yeah, so just meeting those characters and meeting them up front, but also finding a way of how they find it easiest to meet them. They may want you to carry them and go and give them a hug or not, but what I'm trying to say is you're going to spend all that money, don't go over there, and then they're just going to be upset all the time. Like, go and introduce them of how to do it and find the best way for them to connect with that character. And I think...
And age plays a big part, and I'll say that because
Bobby
now coming up to 2 in February, so not long away at all. He is more likely now to go and give them a hug.
Yeah, agreed.
At 1.5 years old, he didn't have that much confidence to go and give them a cuddle.
More hugs for us,
But he would do, we got that. But he would be more inclined to do like a high five or show them his dance.
Yeah, he likes to dance, but also show toys in his merch.
Yeah.
So he had like a Mickey bubble wand, and he wanted to show all the characters that. And that for us was lovely to see.
And it's special enough.
If we'd have gone all that way and he'd have cried every single time, I think that would have like upset us a little bit. But
yeah, and it could have happened.
It could have, but the planning before, and we found a way of how he felt comfortable. Yeah. We got the most out of it.
So that's a really good one. Just carry on looking at what's nearby, anything like that.
Yeah.
And just go slow, go at their pace.
Yeah, don't rush them into it, definitely not.
Go at their pace.
But
they control your lives anyway.
Yeah. We'll move on to tip number 3, okay? So coming in at tip number 3 is watching the shows on YouTube like this. Share this video, show it to everybody. No, watching the shows on YouTube. We have some people that we absolutely love. So we like the Kershaw's Adventures. We've been watching them. The Night Strider as well. Big love for the Night Strider. And number 1, Paige and Mr. Morrow.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Yeah.
And I met him. when we were over there outside
Tiana's.
Tiana's.
I was gutted. I was on Big Thunder Mountain.
No, you were on Tiana's.
I was on Big Thunder Mountain because do you remember you came out and you met in the cross between Tiana's and Big Thunder? And as I came off the long way, yeah, it was.
Was it?
I came off, and as you come round, Will came with Bobby in his pram running towards you. He was like, guess what? Guess what?
He signed Bobby's head and everything. No, he didn't. He did.
But there's some of the good ones. However, there are loads of others out there that we watched another 2, and I keep forgetting the names of the 2 families.
Oh, Shannon, Lorraine.
Yeah.
And then Sophie and Dave as well.
Yeah.
Okay. But
we really enjoyed theirs, didn't we? And it was good to see how we're going to experience Disney, more so for us and also for myself, because it was my first time having having a child with me, with us obviously, but with me, because previous times I've gone as just an adult. But we're going off topic here.
Get used to that.
Shows on YouTube, not just those, which are really, really good. more with like Lion King,
So,
Festival of the Lion King.
and I'm going a little story to give you is that when we went to watch Fantasmic, we'd shown Bobby Fantasmic before, and he like knew when it went, am I going to do this? Okay, I'm going to do this. And when it hits that bit, Bobby would jump up in the lounge and he'd be like, Mickey. And when we got there and we watched it, he knew what was going to happen, and he was just like waiting for that. And what I'm trying to say about that is, if you're showing him the stuff like the rides and the shows, when they go there, they like, oh my god, I'm actually here now. And well, maybe that's the way we think of it, but that's
it's so true.
That's what we got. Like he was learning about the parks, he was learning about all the rides. He is a huge fan of Pirates of the Caribbean, and I know he's only 2, but if not the movie, God, you don't watch that. And oh, does he? No, he doesn't. He doesn't watch it, but the ride itself and the music and stuff, like, we will literally get up on Sunday mornings and he'll be like, ho ho ho, there goes another song for you. And he watched that stuff, and when he was there, he was piecing it all together, and he was like, mummy daddy, yo ho, and he knew. And I just think when they watch these type of videos and they know what's coming, it gets them more excited. It really
100%.
does.
And one of Bobby's favourites, because he's not here to say, it's got to be the Friends Cavalcade.
Oh, do the Vamos.
Which, to be fair, wasn't even my favourite parade. It wasn't one that I'd been showing him much, was it?
No, it wasn't.
But it's because
only because you couldn't spell cavalcade. but it was.
But it's because Woody was in it.
Woody was in it, but
Woody was in it, and that was it. Woody
the whole time, and we had a friend that gave Bobby some money for toys. Shout out to Uncle Jack, and he. As soon as Bobby had watched that parade, he was like,
and Steve, his mum and dad.
Oh yeah, shout out to them. Forget them. £100 again. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
No, we were forever grateful, because that was so nice. We got Woody, Buzz, and
the aliens, the claw.
Claw. But yeah, no, those kind of shows, Festival of the Lion King, Finding Nemo, I can't remember that show name, but that
Nemo and Friends, something like that. The Nemo Show.
Yeah.
The Nemo Show. He just, when he knew and he watched those and he was getting excited at home, and we were like, he's going to be so ready for this, and he was. So do that, and they will get more enjoyment, more excitement, and you can watch the shows with them and prepare yourself when we're there.
Clearly, out of all people, I went off on a tangent. So
the washing machine went off. Some technical
machine.
difficulties. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
So tip number 4 is countdown timer.
Yes, big fan.
Love the countdown timer. I can't remember who actually started this. It was one of us.
I think it was. I think it was me, because I drew that picture of Mickey.
Ah, right, okay.
Didn't look like Mickey, but it's supposed to be.
I am one of these people that I have to have something to write on, and I find it so much nicer, more therapeutic. So I made Will buy me a little whiteboard for the kitchen area.
Yeah, you did.
So I could remember things. Never used it until, I think it was until Will decided, I know, let's use it for a Disney countdown timer. And it was amazing. Every single day, one of us had to change it. So it's either me in the morning or in the evening, we'd all do it together.
Did we started off on 370 days, didn't we?
I think it was something ridiculous.
Told you, we're sad.
But it was brilliant, because we had Bobby in his high chair. He'd normally be eating something, and then one of us would change it, and we'd go, wow, look, Bobby, we've only got, how many we on today? 290 days until we go to Disney. Woo!
And he'll go, yay, Mickey.
But he loved that. He loved being part of it.
He loved it. But again, it just goes back to getting them excited and getting them involved with it. And there was I'm quite an organised person, and it worked quite well for me, because when we were getting to certain days, we saw them as points of like, okay, we need to get our together and start sorting stuff out. So like restaurants 6 months before, when we knew we were getting to like 180 days.
It was. Okay, so there was a thing that changed. It should have been 180 days, and I didn't know that the year that we went last, they changed it. So if you are then on site staying at Disney, you can then book your restaurants 60 days before you travel. I got very excited. We were very organised.
You are right, yeah.
And I went 180 days and I was like, yes, right, we can book our first restaurant. No, we then had to wait another 60 days.
But we had a plan of what we were going to do.
But we did, yeah.
And we didn't have that panic stations. But it was, at certain points, we knew we had to do stuff. Obviously, when it gets to 30 days, it's like, oh my God, it's a month. Let's start getting the cases ready. Let's start doing that. And we just found it, A, exciting, B, it got Bobby involved. And it was something we did together as a family. Like when because Claudie works part-time and I work full-time. And when I would come home from work, obviously not seeing them both in the morning, when I come home from work, it was something we all did together before tea, like before we put food on the table. The whiteboard is literally next to our dining area, and we'd all sit together and talk about it, and it just got him super excited.
Yeah, and we know what it's like having a toddler. He's absolutely shattered.
Yeah.
You're working, you're trying to get organised for work, and it gets chaotic, and then you're down in the dumps because you're thinking, oh, we need this money for Disney, if we organise this, we organise that, and sometimes it can be really, really like, oh, but in our family, sorry, we just got a low battery notification. in
Well, you
our
saw yourself
family,
in the camera.
we keep on trying to, as a team, we keep on kind of spurring each other on, and that was such a nice icebreaker that we could all be down, it would go quiet, and one of us would just be like, we need to pick ourselves up.
Look, we've got 190 days, like we have not got long at all.
And it was such a boost.
It was great.
And it still is now. So.
And it's cheap, which we love. So I'll move on to tip number 5. So coming in at tip number 5 is flexible routine. Now, we found... Well, we have a routine with Bobby, as I know every parent does with their child or children. And it's 7 o'clock bed, and that is what we do. But Claudia actually came up with an idea that the closer we got, the more we would actually change it a little bit. So we would have late night Saturdays, or if we were out, we wouldn't consciously try and be back for 7 o'clock. And to prep Bobby for late nights, late teas, so that he wasn't like
mix up your routine.
Mix up your routine. And if you're out, if you go to a friend's house or a family member's house and you're there and it's 6:30, you're like, oh, I'm having a really good time, but my child or children need to go to bed now. Well, they're not gonna be able to do that at Disney, and you want to get the most of your holiday, so just let them stay up late. And they'll get used to these late nights, and they'll understand what's going on. They'll be like, oh, I'm not going to bed yet, and I'm tired. So it's a good way of breaking them into a shaky routine, which can hit you hard, but
and not only that, like even going family and friends' house, I mean, that is one idea. However, you're in the comfort of a home. I would always suggest, from my perspective, go out to places, things that are going throughout the year. There's so many different things that you'll find locally, you know, like evening walks, light walks, things like that. And I'm sure you do that, like on lead ups for Christmas or special events. But try and find things like that. Or
Tesco,
even...
24 hours,
yeah,
3 in the morning, get them up, get them out there.
No, but even that, to be fair, like going Tesco, we did do that on the odd occasions. Again, when you're trying to save that money and you're not spending loads, we would go and say, right, Bobby, should we go out and get a dessert for the evening?
Yeah.
Or should we get some chocolate and go out and do something? Trying to make it as fun as possible.
Yeah.
And we would get excited with each other. We would try to bounce off each other, no matter how tired we were. It was so nice to do, and that makes it exciting then for the little ones, like to enjoy going out of routine.
Yeah.
We do have routine because I'm sure that Will would get pretty upset if I didn't follow routine.
All right. No, it's good to have a routine, guys. I'm not super nanny, but it's just good to have a routine. But
we'll go on to more of like Disney planning for you adults out there. But Will's Disney planning, oh my goodness! Yeah. Before he went to Disney, because you didn't know what to expect.
I had like a suit on.
The rota.
I had a suit on. PowerPoint presentation, had the whole family round, It was like a TED talk. No, it wasn't. It really wasn't. It was.
But
I'm not going to. We don't need to
we
embarrass
had
me.
a rota.
We did have a
Pretty
rota.
much. We had a
We did
rota
have a
pretty
rota.
much.
We did have a
for things.
rota.
And until Will was sort of like, yeah, but what about the rides? That was kind of the moment that we ended up having the chat. And I said to Will, we need a rough itinerary.
We did
like,
a rough
itinerary.
Gone from minute by minute. Where
yeah.
right, well, it takes us this far to get from Tomorrowland to Adventureland.
Yeah, and
it wasn't that bad.
You did it, but that's besides the point. It is good to have a routine.
Tip number 6: have a plan, have a spreadsheet, a great spreadsheet. No, don't do that. Don't do that. But I'll do. You could do that.
We did do a spreadsheet. Now you mention it.
Yeah, it did. This has gone from a Disney tour to let's find the saddest couple about Disney. No, it's not. I'm proud of my spreadsheet. That's what I'm wearing on travel day. Mickey here, and I'm proud of my spreadsheet here. I'm gonna look cool. Okay. I think that's a good time to close it out before I just cry.
So.
No, I'm joking. Tears of laughter. Tears of laughter. Okay, guys, thank you for watching.
Thank you.
A little bit of exciting news. We don't know yet. This is the first time we've tried to do a 4K video, but we have managed to source a proper camera. So we're hoping to have better quality videos next time, which is unlucky for you, but we're trying to do this. So just, if anyone's got anything that you think they want us to see us do more, or anything you think we could even do differently, just let us know. We're all ears, and we want to give the best content we can possibly get whilst being as real as possible. So
going off what you just said, and also if you've got any good tips, like, so say if you're planning now with your toddler and you're about to go and you're looking at different vlogs and information, if you have anything that you think is missing or things you'd like to know,
yeah, or only
put
if
that on.
it fits in the happily ever Henshaw's spreadsheet of timings. Okay, we've got one slot which is 3:30 to 4 a.m. on travel day, so if it fits in that, thank you so much. But we've been happily ever Henshaw's. Thank you very much for joining us today, and we'll speak to you soon.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye, Disney family.
Take care.